The ever-changing world sets up many multifaceted issues in the status quo, from rapidly changing social norms, gapping cultural and political views, and the recent raging COVID-19 pandemic. Ingenuity places itself as a prerequisite need in every leader, regardless of where this person leads, and this attribute can and will manifest itself regardless of a person's social, financial, and professional status. A good leader must have ingenuity in his arsenal for effectively leading his team. Ingenuity allows cultivating one's and others' capability to adapt and circumnavigate issues that arise regardless of the challenge placing them in an active effort to pursue magic. The Society of Jesus and its contemporaries have placed the Ignatian idea of always living with one foot raised. This concept or value is what Ignatius meant as ingenuity in the face of life's hurdles. A good leader takes into account his or her own shortcomings and their strengths as well, in order to build or work with the team they have at their own disposal. And with this, the leader must also adapt to each member's weaknesses and strengths. Ingenuity in a leader places them above the rest in setting the standard and the way in which to achieve and persevere in any task given in all aspects of life, whether it takes place in work, school, business, and even in advocacy campaigns. In a lot less complex structure, this suggests that ingenuity is being confident enough to adapt to change and to be able to live his or her life assertively, to not avoid the unknown, but rather try to learn and adapt quickly even in the face of fear.
The challenges of ingenuity have been in existence since time immemorial, or at least in the presence of man's early social civilizations. But in the present status quo, with the rapidly changing social landscape, it has become apparently clear how we begin to value the exaggerated mundane things all in order to selfishly better oneself at the cost of another. And this problem is seen in the rise of social media and social platforms, especially in the 21st century, wherein social validation is becoming a rampant means of affirming one's being, thus allowing individuals or the masses to simply act as part of the crowd rather than act on their own. And this makes fostering ingenuity hard when the social landscape promotes gratification through assimilation rather than the individual capacity for change through others.
One also the challenges towards ingenuity is the dependence of an authority figures, or what we call the authority principle. The authority principle refers a person's tendency to comply with people in positions of authority, such as government leaders and other perceived experts in different fields. The authority principle is an example of human tendency to use judgment in a heuristic way, a mental shortcut that eases the cognitive load of making a decision. In this case, the implicit assumption is that those in position of authority may wield greater wisdom and power, and therefore, complying with them will lead to a favorable result. As humans, we are inclined to make the easier decision rather than the accurate, more effortful one. It's not hard to understand the source of this authority principle. As children, a lot of our knowledge about the world comes from the authority figures, such as our parents and teachers, because we trust in their adult reasoning skills. The disadvantage of authority principle is that people rely too much on authority figures when making decisions. Not knowing those decisions might be immoral, leading to obedience to authority in misjudgments and unethical behaviors.
Leaders are not just born into this world or formed through classroom discussions, but are a combination of personalities, life-changing experiences, and acquired skills. They arise out of passion for doing something good for others in society. A leader who upholds the principle of ingenuity confidently innovate and adapt to embrace an ever-changing world. One way to apply ingenuity to status quo is to join leadership seminars and programs. These allow young and future leaders to pursue lifelong learning, contribute effectively with the community. In joining this activity, one is not afraid of change and metamorphosis. Self-awareness plays a crucial role in this part where one is touched in internal fears, attachment that can challenge one's decisions and actions. It is also a way for oneself to cultivate a vision for the future and come up with strategic plans to overcome major cultural, social, and political issues for the betterment of the community. Joining these leadership seminars is also a means to develop a leadership style that is capable of meeting the goals necessary to accomplish the known mission and for the success of the team. It is also a way to create a healthy relationship with others by accepting others in spite of their culture, beliefs, imperfections, which creates a lovable environment within. Overall, leadership programs and seminars is an avenue for aspiring leaders to influence the world within one's hand, having the power to adapt and innovate for success.
Ingenuity at its core is an attempt to revolutionize the area applied with a fresh, new concept that ultimately benefits the endeavor. This, however, is not just a walk in the park. Along with much needed researches and studies, one must also have the perseverance to willingly take on obstacles in the path. Pushing boundaries to their limits in the pursuit of an ingenious idea takes willpower that only the most determined can do. One needs determination to focus on the need for improvement at hand. The need for improvement, then, necessitates the observation of the current situation. If there is something needed to be worked upon, then it must be studied in such a way that a solution can be found. If there is a need for an upgrade on the current situation, then research must be made to make significant changes in optimizing the area. A keen eye, a will to improve, and a desire to face incoming obstacles for the betterment of everyone. This is what it means to embody ingenuity.